here's one thing that blows my top: modern gaming. And you'll empathise with this.
I got a lot to talk about modern gaming.
It used to be the case that you paid money for a game that you got the following: the full game from beginning to end, unlockable content through achievements, not through paywall, and then you get a harder difficulty if you clock it on the hardest difficulty that's unlocked at that point. You get a half decent and complete story, and you maybe get a bonus code for DLC with the packaging before online content. You got original ideas and a shitload of effort, right? Like a shitload of real, genuine effort. And it took a long time to make these games.
I remember Baldur's Gate 2, which was just a PC RPG game, had over 100,000 man hours put into it. And this is a game going back in 2002. Like, this is just this is not an online game. This was just your local RPG game.
Dude, that game took 8 CDs.
Yeah, it did, yeah.
It was insane.
All for one price.
But now, what you get when you buy a full game is a half-assed attempt at rinse and repeat, which is a copy of another game or idea.
Top 5 games in 2018 were all sequels.
Yep. Remake of a remake with prettier graphics and more beautiful colors. You get loot boxes, pay for DLC, pay for play.
Yep. Fucking loot boxes.
Shitty games, and they're still $100. Hey, here's a hot tip too. Do you remember back in the day, Nintendo 64 and then PlayStation eventually, right, where you had to buy hard copies?
Yeah.
And those hard copies for the US market were $60 and for us were $100, right?
80 to 100, yeah.
Yeah, half of the reason for that was because of the Australian dollar.
Yeah.
And the other half of the reason was because you had to export the physical copies to Australia.
Yeah.
But now you don't. Now you just download it through DRM. And it's way fucking easier. So my thing is, why are you making games the same price when it's like there's pretty much no cost to distribution? You also get no story worth reading, let alone playing, and you get companies putting the shareholders first instead of the fans and players and audience first. How about fucking stop it? Especially EA, Activision, Ubisoft, and Blizzard. They can all fuck off.
I was actually having this discussion with my mates the other night, just as a normal discussion, because they were all bagging out Diablo Immortal, which we all know is Blizzard's new game that's coming out on your mobile. It's a free-to-play Diablo on your mobile. Now, the thing about Blizzard is Overwatch is dead. Diablo 3 is dead. World of Warcraft is dying. All their PC AAA games you have to pay money to, like, you pay the $60 to play, they're dying. But Blizzard has had in 2018 their biggest year ever. They have had their highest revenue sales ever, and the games that bring them their revenue sales are King games on the mobile, which they're part of. Yeah. If you didn't know that Candy Crush was Blizzard, I'm telling you now, Candy Crush is Blizzard. All these microtransactions, any game that's made under King on the mobile phone, and we all know these are Pokies games, these are Candy Crush games, these are the big mobile games that have millions of downloads and millions of microtransactions inside of them. Blizzard know that Diablo Immortal will make them more money than creating a new PC game will. It's all these time, and that's where games going. CS:GO, Overwatch. You've got Apex Legends, Fortnite, Call of Duty Black Ops doing it now. Loot boxes, microtransactions to get cosmetic skins for the game. Yeah, and this is where the money is huge. So
and this is all a consequence of the fact that the shareholders want
more money.
More money, which I understand because I own shares in whatever companies.
So if you're a big, if you're Blizzard and you're gonna make fucking 100 million downloads of Diablo Immortal, and of those 100 million people, 1 million are going to spend $129 on the stupid microtransactions they're going to put in. Or you create a game for PC that has 10 to 15 million buys and downloads, because there's no Apex Legends for free, they got 50 million. Most games, like if Blizzard release a new game, probably get 5 million, 10 million downloads for $60 a person. Or you can have 100 million people spending microtransactions, spending thousands of dollars on the mobile app. And it's just that, it's that greed as well as the the attraction of making so much money off these mobile or microtransaction games are the reason that games like Witcher 3 or Baldur's Gate or these old RPGs, Arcania Gothics, all these old games that we love aren't being made anymore is because they just won't make as much money as a stupid phone game for 12-year-olds.
Yeah, I reckon that look, I understand the idea of gaming companies making games for the money.
Yeah, we've only got Rockstar left, but Rockstar makes
Candy
all
Crush.
their money online on their online multiplayer for Grand Theft Auto 5 using what?
And
Microtransactions.
Red Dead Online, yeah.
Microtransactions.
But hey, how about you make a mobile games division? And so here's what I mean, right? Check this out. When 9/11 happened, MSNBC was owned by General Electric. Right? Now, General Electric is a weapons contractor for the US government.
Yeah.
So, I believe, yeah. Now, what they do is, because it wasn't MSNBC back then, it was just NBC. What they do there is they run the company at a profit and they run the media division at a loss. How about this? How about you run King Games and you run mobile games at a profit, and then you run the division that does the games like The Witcher, and games like Grand Theft Auto and all those things. How about you just run them at a loss?
You're just the man hours behind the game.
Because I tell you what, man, here's the deal, and it is just the truth that reputation matters.
Oh yeah.
And everybody in my generation and your generation now hates EA. They hate them.
Yeah, Battlefield, the way that they did the Battlefield games, the way they have done with fucking any sports game, FIFA 19, 2K19, all of these.
That's all nonsense.
Fuck
all
my
bullshit.
FIFA career mode.
Yep. 7
years you haven't updated shit. You're just sitting on FIFA Ultimate Team because of the microtransactions.
Yep.
The amount of money you make off Ultimate Team, you can make me a fucking career mode.
And so, I think that, and having said, I'm saying this with the caveat knowing that I'm sitting in a garage with a mate doing a podcast and they're running a multi-million, billion-dollar corporation.
Oh, yeah.
There's a reason that they're in this game, right? But at the same time, as a fan, please make better games. Make deeper games.
You know who's come back?
Who?
Capcom.
Really?
Capcom's come back.
Really?
In the last year, they have done
huge things.
Do
you know they make Poke machines?
Yeah, they do, yeah.
It's incredible. Yeah, tell me.
Capcom, in the last
Devil May Cry, yeah.
Devil May Cry 5, fucking awesome. If you want a game that you put $60 or $70 into and you get everything, the Devil May Cry 5 is for you.
Is that out?
Yeah, or yeah, just released. So let me I'm going to bring this up.
Because I know they had Devil May Cry 4, and then they had that game DMC. Is Devil May Cry 5 after the DMC?
Yeah, and it's fucking awesome.
I'm gonna have
Capcom's
to check it
back,
out.
man.
I love Devil May Cry, man. I love that shit.
Just trying to think. They've released 5 games lately, and all 5 of them have been big game. Here we go. Mega Man 11's been updated. Monster Hunter World, Street Fighter 30th Anniversary, Resident Evil 2 and 7 Biohazard, and Devil May Cry 5. All 5 of those games are polished. There's no microtransactions involved. Not quite sure about Monster Hunter Online, but I'm sure, I've heard nothing but good things about it. But I know the Resident Evil, there's no microtransactions. There's no microtransactions in the Mega Man 11. There's no microtransactions in Devil May Cry. Capcom's back, and because, we were talking about reputation, Capcom's reputation is skyrocketed because they've decided to make games for gamers. And it doesn't matter, they might not make as much money as Blizzard will off Diablo Immortal, but their reputation is huge right now. People are thankful that Capcom's back.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.